Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirby Planet Robobot. In the last part, we finished off Patched Plains, and in this part, we're going to Resolution Road. I knew what that level was called. What does it spell?
I was quickly going through every computer R word I can think of.
Yeah, what does it spell? Oh, this level is one of my favorites in terms of...
It's the city.
Yeah, but it's also like the houses are made of juice boxes, which are like... I don't know. I just think that's really cute.
Oh, and I can see the Robobot jet in the corner. I'm excited for level 2.
The Robobot. I like the second Robobot jet level too, which is like level
juice
4.
boxes. Okay.
It's juice boxes and milk cartons.
Yeah, but look at these. Look at these.
So weird. Yeah.
Waddle Dees driving a car. I don't think they have their license.
They're going to their 9 to 5s.
Yeah, but they also they follow the street signs, and you can walk when the light's on, and then you can't when it says don't walk. Or they'll run you over because they don't give a crap. Like, oh man, this level is so cool.
I mean, you're the one ignoring traffic signals.
Yeah, but
Jaywalking.
You waited for the light to turn
crossroad,
red,
it's
and
not
then
jaywalking.
you went across like
Yeah. Oh, you're
just
that
a
asshole.
spite.
I live in Boston. Get out of my way.
Whenever you play Crazy Taxi, do you just stick on the right side of the road?
No, John. Remember Savannah? Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Walk sign is on. Walk sign is on, dude. Oh man, someone should play Grand Theft Auto and follow all the traffic laws.
I've seen people do that. It's dreadful.
Everyone tries that at least once when you play the game, and it's surprisingly hard.
Have you ever tried to play Grand Theft Auto and then do brake turns?
Well, I mean,
It's the worst.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto's vehicle controls are great if you're trying to race around the town. Not so much
And have
when
fun.
you're trying to actually drive the car like a car, because it doesn't feel like a car. It doesn't have that physical weight, you know?
Yeah, but nobody wants to play Gran Turismo and follow the
I know, is that a
laws.
challenge run? Law-abiding citizen.
How do you beat Grand Theft Auto without causing any crimes?
I'm pretty sure, like,
You can't.
the police in Grand Theft Auto games have to be exceedingly lax with traffic laws. Otherwise, you'd constantly be
Well, Liberty City, there's an in-universe excuse for that. Whenever you're in that location, the rest I don't know.
But
well,
if you do
it's
something
because
wrong and the cops
are
come
corrupt,
to get you,
right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you do something wrong and the cops come after
the
you, you're
cops
like,
were
okay, cops,
corrupt-
please take me in. I'm
if
bad.
the cops were corrupt, they'd be going after every little traffic violation they could to meet quota every month. So
No, that's not even just the cops being corrupt. That's just how the cops work because that's how they get most of their money.
yeah, but they'd be like even more vicious about it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just in real life they have cops sitting outside of what are those things called? The meters, in order to make sure that the second someone doesn't put their quarter in that meter, they're like, okay, time to write that ticket ASAP.
No, my area is rife with speeder traps where there's like just a cop hitting like sitting around the corner
Yeah,
or a
same.
place they really shouldn't be, and it's like to catch people going 2 miles over the speed limit or something. It's like, don't you guys have anything better to do?
2 miles
There's-
over the speed limit. Yikes!
Yeah, there's a cemetery near my house, and a cop will often hide in the gate to the cemetery because people like to go 35 on that 30 mile per hour.
Where I live, it's generally accepted that like 5 miles above the speed limit is safe outside of.
That's because you live in
Yeah.
New Jersey and nobody gives a crap.
Philly, too.
Well, it's,
like
the, it's the
Philly.
same in Florida.
The only time that logic doesn't apply is when you're in a residential area where it actually is a safety
Yep.
concern. But
Hey guys, look, it's a Hat in Time.
Huh?
That's that
He's wearing a
popular.
hat.
That's that popular cult classic video game, right?
Is this a Mother 4?
Yeah. Is this an Undertale reference?
Huh?
In the back, is that Sans?
Sans Delta?
Oh.
Roo? No, it's the inverse.
Oh.
Thank you.
So I believe HAL Lab actually did develop Earthbound, though, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Think so?
Yeah. So that.
And then the project was going really poorly, so they called in Mr. Fix-It. He wanted to save it.
What didn't he save? He saved Earthbound. He saved Pokemon. He saved Smash
he
Brothers.
saved Pokemon twice.
Wait, what was the second time he saved Pokemon?
Well, we all know how he got a Kanto to fit in Gold and Silver and like compress it properly.
Yeah, I know that.
He also was able to make the Game Boy source code for the Pokemon work on an N64 for Pokemon Stadium, and
Oh, that's
people
right.
thought-
right.
and all the internal developers thought that was like straight up impossible.
Wait, why would they think it's impossible? Because
Because the Game Boy's an assembly, and assembly fucking sucks.
Nothing is impossible. And then Iwata took to the sky like Superman. Like, he's like, I didn't know you could do that.
yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, I don't worry about all these Waddle Dees that are just driving to work that I'm murdering. It's fine.
Okay, I was actually worrying about them, but now that you said
Yeah,
that.
not so much for the regular cars, but for the bus stops.
Oh
too.
shit! I did not notice that the screen freezed this much.
I
here.
was gonna
Okay,
ask
okay,
if
I wasn't
was
sure it was just
losing
me.
my mind if whether or not the video stuttering was on my
No,
end
that's
or the video's
that's
end.
me. I need
Right.
to
Oops.
record in OBS instead of XSplit next time I record a 3DS game. Is what's happening here. But I knew that there was some freezes. I didn't know it got.
Okay,
that
for a
bad.
second I thought that was another. What time am I at in a minute?
All five of us just had like an existential like, oh god, okay, I can't say anything though.
This is it.
Oh, don't worry. We've had parts where like people start the wrong video, or I forgot that when you get smashed into the screen in the Robobot, it breaks the screen. Oh man.
3D.
Yeah.
3D.
Well, I mean, Kirby always smashes the screen like and face plants it whenever you get launched that direction. But when you're in the Robobot, that's when the screen shattering effect happens. Which I don't know. I always think that stuff's really cool. Or like in rainy areas where they have the rain like hit the camera as if it's an actual camera. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Metroid Prime was the best example of rain.
Yeah, actually.
It's funny, every time I think of secondary effects for Prime, I immediately think of fog. Not
That effect
something.
is bullshit,
That's true.
by the way, because the actual lens of a camera would be too small for that to actually happen the way it
Oh, shut up,
the way it
Lewis.
goes. So if rain,
It's a video game.
even
What
like-
should happen in Metroid
hell
Prime,
up.
now that I'm thinking about it, is when Samus breathes too heavily, her breath
And you
should
see her
fog up the visor, and she shouldn't be able
Like,
to
oh
see
my
anything.
god. Holy shit.
that should
It's hard mode now.
that's actually a temperature thing. So if the temperature inside the helmet was regulated to prevent that from happening, it wouldn't happen.
Right.
So
But what
it
if
only
wasn't?
happens until she gets the Varia suit.
Well, if it wasn't John, then she's rocking a really low quality helmet, and she should really change that out.
Well, if the helmet can break as soon as she, like, I don't know, stubs her toe and loses all of her powers, I don't see why.
The helmet is the one thing she
ventilation
never
system-
loses or changes, isn't it?
It gets
No,
new
the
colors.
helmet never changes. The helmet, no, actually, the helmet never changes.
No, it
Just
changes
the-
visor
yeah.
Changes
shapes
very
in like
s- very
Prime 2
light,
or
like-
whatever.
And Prime 2 had entirely like the light and dark suit, yeah, but typically
Yeah, but Prime 1, no, the visor never changed. I mean, you would get different visors, sure, but the visor structure never
There were
changed.
visors that you could switch in and out inside the same helmet, though. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think
The
I don't
helmet
think they
itself
ever
never
changed the
that.
visor until maybe Other M, but I know Samus Returns had a different visor.
There are minute differences between visors in a lot of Metroid games.
it wasn't just
exactly.
it wasn't just Samus who had a different suit in Other M. It was the entire frickin' military, because like they
Oh,
wanted
well, I
everything
always
to
just
be-
assume that to like design changes between games. Like, the only time I can think of the visor
Different art
shape
directions.
changing in a game,
Well-
like, is the same Metroid Prime 2.
Other
I think,
M
like-
wanted this sleek, rounded anime-ish style, whereas the Prime games, designed more by Westerners, had this kind of rough edges, squared off kind of style.
Admittedly, it was one detail that I never really found. I found confusing in Fusion because I think it's outright said, if not implied, that the remains of Samus's suit is what you're wearing.
Yeah.
But the visor is completely different.
Well, they had to build new parts, I assumed. Honestly, I know that saying nice things about Other M is like not allowed. I think Other M has the best Samus design. Well,
No.
Fusion
Banned.
out of the standard orange designs, I love Fusion suit, but out of the orange Samuses, I think Other M has the best Samus design. I
Ooh,
never
no, I
really
disagree.
liked Prime and how like bulky it looked. I know part of that's just
Actually, that's
the
what
tech.
I liked about it.
Prime
But-
1 does look a
Yeah.
bit disproportionately bulky, yes.
Oh no, yeah. If we're talking about best various suit, I give that to Prime 2, because I feel by that time they pretty much nailed it in 3D. Because I agree that I agree Prime 1 Varia, Samus's body language in general is very bulky and lanky. I never really jived with it well. But like OG Varia suit, I love
It feels
way more
like
than Other
every
M.
aspect of Samus's power suit in Prime 1 is a bit too prominent. Like the shoulders are too big, the limbs are a bit too long.
Yeah, the shoulders are massive.
It's just oddly proportioned in that one, but the same design as portrayed in 2 and 3, everything is where it should be, and I prefer it that way.
Is there no other love for the redesign in Samus Returns? Or is that just me?
I didn't even really notice that it was
Until you
redesigned.
mentioned it, I yeah,
All right,
he's right. He's right. You know what? That one wasn't bad either. But it's also kind of forgettable, I guess, because I didn't think about it.
All right.
I mean,
just me then.
I mean, I'd love to comment.
Good fusion suit though. I like the fusion suit design in that
Hey,
game.
John.
Yeah.
So with her different visors, Samus can see different temperatures, see different sounds, see different
She doesn't eat Cinnamon
temperatures.
Toast Crunch.
But can she see why kids love the taste
No,
of
she
cinnamon?
doesn't.
You,
No,
you
she
said
doesn't eat
temperatures
Cinnamon Toast
twice, Ted.
Your temperatures twice, because it's in 2 games, Lewis. Yeah,
Okay,
got him.
so like,
Boom.
Cinnamon's Toast
so
Crunch.
like, okay, I'd love to comment on the suit design in Metroid Returns, but like, here's the thing: when you're playing on a 3DS, all I can ever see half the time is how shit the resolution is, and like, that kind of overpowers almost every graphical thing I like about any game that I've ever played on the 3DS.
Well, that's part of why I think Kirby really works and looks great on the 3DS. Like, the 2 Kirby games, I think, are among the best looking games on the system because the art style is built for that sort of thing. Versus stuff like, especially towards the end of the system's lifespan, Metroid, Hey Pikmin, a couple of other games as well were hit by the why wasn't this on the Switch, question, because those art styles especially lend themselves more towards, having the extra resolution so those details can fly through.
I mean,
as successful as the 3DS games are and still are to an extent, even though the 3DS has been, kaput for the last couple of years, there's a part of me that always feels like, man, I really wish this got re-released on the Switch because
Hi, Kid
I'm
Icarus.
just not a.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Kid Icarus is probably the prime example of that, but the one thing that I really don't like with recording 3DS games in general is like blowing up really emphasizes the aliasing.
Yeah.
It's also the resolution they use are not compatible with any sort of editing software because they use awkward dimensions that don't exist anywhere else.
Yeah, that's why we've got
Yeah.
the awkward black bars on the side of the screen here.
On the left and right side, yeah.
Also, it's like a more taboo topic, I guess. But we've also all seen what like 3DS emulation can do with the upgraded resolutions, and it's really held back by the lower resolution of the actual hardware. Like they would upscale to HD perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's like you see Ocarina of Time HD and everything but anything that's a 2D sprite looks amazing when it's put through an emulator.
yeah. I like very frequently will try to emulate games that I own on the 3DS because I don't really feel like playing them on the tiny screen. And I emphasize try because half of them don't work reliably. Like, I can't play Fire Emblem Fates on an emulator because the performance just tanks at random moments.
Also, it's not a good game, so I mean that's another part of it.
I will defend Conquest very half-heartedly and say it's not the worst, but like I'm not gonna
I'm gonna say like
make a big deal out of it.
Fire Emblem is one of those series where even when the game and the writing as a whole is kind of bad, I still enjoy playing it through. So it's like I'll criticize it to hell and gone, but I'm still gonna want to play it.
For me,
So
it's just
I
the
agree
characters.
about that for
Cord's the worst.
Conquest in that I think that even though it's bullshit in some parts, I think Conquest has good level design in a lot of places. Except for Ryoma will wait 15 turns to attack you, and then he won't hold back anymore, which is still like one of the stupidest lines in video game history.
It's also a great meme template.
Yeah, but I can't say the same thing for Birthright. Birthright put me to sleep.
I'm a Three Houses
And then
guy, so
Revelations is stupid as shit. but good on
I'm a
list.
Three Houses guy, so I can endure
Yeah, Three
the
Houses is
Fire
great.
Emblem campaigns that don't have great map design. But like at the same time, I still kind of want to play through it.
Yeah,
And,
the map design, the game that made me realize that the map design means everything to me in a Fire Emblem game was actually the remake of 2.
That's funny because I'm the opposite. That's the game that made me realize I don't care too much about the map design if everything else is good.
Well, you see, the thing is that there's no strategy if everybody's just standing in an open field and you just move everybody forward and then hit attack. and then that just makes it feel like chess but random, versus having to work around the terrain is what makes it actually strategy for me.
Yeah, on the other hand, God, I hate those maps where your party starts off in front of a narrow pass, and the narrow pass is full of terrain that slows you down. Shining Force 1, why did you do that for your second battle? I mean, that is a horrible way to start the game. But like...
Oh, this is a new power-up, Poison. What if we wanted water in the game, but the graphics weren't really quite there? We make it Poison, which actually ends up making it a better power-up than water, ironically enough. You get to use bad breath on people, which is like my dream.
I was curious. I looked it up while you guys were on your, I guess it was Fire Emblem. I wasn't only half paying attention.
Well, you heard the word Fire Emblem and you went to sleep.
Yeah, and I tuned out immediately. I looked it up, Planet Robot, on an emulation, and though the speed needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
Oh, does it slow down?
A little bit, yeah.
It's not perfect, yeah. Visually, it's about as good as you can get on a Wii U, I would say, even Switch.
Well, I honestly, I
Fantastic.
think that these games, at the very least, look better than the Wii Return to Dreamland, both 3DS ones.
There's less detail in the backgrounds, but otherwise, like, thematically, yeah.
I'd say like even the models look better to some extent, and
Which is weird when you say it's Kirby when we're talking about here.
well,
Kirby games traditionally
always,
actually, always look pretty good. Like, Kirby's Adventure was always super good on the NES. Dreamland 3 with the art style was really good.
I don't think there's ever really been a bad looking Kirby game.
Kirby usually gets the benefit of being very late in the system's life cycle. Usually,
yeah,
though.
because Kirby 64 I think is one of the best looking N64 games. Like both of the Game Boy games look really good. I love the sprite work on the GBA games and the DS games as well.
Yeah,
I guess like
those are
Tilt and
fantastic.
Tumble probably doesn't look super hot, all things considered. But
it's more of an art style difference, but you may have an argument for Dreamland 3.
I love
if you didn't
Dreamland
really
3.
like.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the aesthetic of
Dreamland 3 looks great. In terms of gameplay, it's like, why aren't you playing Kirby 64 is my question.
That's fair.
Not that it's bad. Like, I do think that if you're a Kirby fan, you owe it to yourself to play it. It's just, I feel like the creativity isn't quite there. There's still some creative bits, but it's not quite at Kirby 64. And also the level design.
Dreamland 3, my favorite thing was that every level had a specific mission.
Yeah, which
they had to
I do
decipher.
like the different
not
missions.
greatly thought out, but it's still pretty cool.
It's like,
No, I didn't like 100% in that game.
well, it's always like, don't touch the flowers, or you need to actually
This time
touch
you
these
need to
flowers.
touch the flowers. Yeah.
Or find all the gyromite blocks, or do Samus's job for her.
See, I like that one. Obviously, I would, but no, the ones I ended up not liking the most is the one where the minigame is like not towards the end of the level, and you have to guess the correct amount of Gordos.
I
it was.
used save states on the
There was
Wii
like
U
Gordos
for
with different
that.
faces.
Oh, well, aren't you lucky?
Why didn't you
so much
just
despair in your voice.
Because I didn't care.
Why didn't you use the save states on the Wii U version?
I didn't play it on the
What
Wii
did
U.
you play it on?
An emulator.
What? Then you were playing on an emulator. Why didn't you use save
Yeah.
states?
I don't know, because I was kind of half dead playing Dreamland 3D.
Then when you, God,
Also, we didn't have save states back then, so
yeah, but we have them now.
gotta play it as originally
Back
designed.
then.
Yeah, you gotta play it as originally designed.
No,
That's
you
why
don't.
You speed up when grinding at RPGs.
Oh man.
We'll see you next time. Kirby Planet.
Robobot.
Robobot. Yeah, good one. Haha.
Got him.